Hey guys, how we doing? It's Tony over at Max Algo. I wanted to put together a quick video for you as I've just got off our live with our Alpha Zones Max Algo traders and lots of lovely new people. And wow, what a great time! What a great time! So many new traders, so many people wanting to learn. And first and foremost, I wanted to just have a little quick shout out to somebody in our Discord who is just doing absolutely fantastic. So Nico, I woke up this morning to see that Nico had put on a post to say 5 days trading, only taking A+ setups on gold and Nasdaq, and most of them with me live. And he's passed another Lucid funded account, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm really proud of him. Just wanted to say a massive shout out to Nico. He was also on the live with us today, taking trades. And yeah, so it's brilliant to see so many traders doing so fantastically well in the Discord. But today what I want to go through is understand a little bit about what we went through in our Asia session, all the trades you could have taken, some that you should have stayed out of, and how successful you could have been over that period using our Alpha Zones indicators. So we are going to use the Alpha Zones Pro, the Alpha Zones Golden Candle Indicator and important levels, and our big money traffic lights, all part of our Alpha Zones premium package. I'll show you that a little bit more at the end, but right now let's just get into the Asia session and the trades we would have taken. So we're trading Alpha Zones. So what does that mean? So Alpha Zones are a collection of indicators that allow you to read the market and do 80% of that work for you rather than you having to do all the analysis. So what are we looking for when we're trying to take a trade? So the first thing we're looking for is our 1 hour Alpha Zone. So the first thing I hear you ask is, what is an Alpha Zone? So an Alpha Zone is formed at the start of every hour. And what it basically in a nutshell does is it gives you an understanding of the higher time frame without having to go up a time frame. So for instance, our 1 hour Alpha Zone here, let's zoom right in. We did have a big drop, a big gap on the open, but this is our 1 hour Alpha Zone here on the first hour a day in New York. And what that means is if we're above this, then we're bullish, and if we're below this, then we're more likely to be bearish. So this gives us an idea of where price is and what direction price is heading in. So that's the first thing we're looking for, is we're looking for our Alpha Zone to be in line. So we're looking for, so see, we've got our previous hour here, and then the second one opens below here. So that would mean that the state of the Alpha Zones is dropping, so we're going bearish. If we're then also under that 1 hour Alpha Zone, that gives us a good indication that we would be looking for shorts. Okay, so that's the first thing we're looking for. We're looking for our 1 hour Alpha Zone to be above or below the previous hour to give us an indication of whether we're going long or whether we're going short. So here we've had this big gap, and the gap is from the break on futures from the previous Friday and the open on Sunday night. So we wouldn't be looking at this first signal, however, because of this huge candle. However, that's our Alpha Zone has opened bearish. So that's our first indication that we're bearish. We're then looking for our traffic lights, and the traffic lights have got a number of different metrics built in. You don't need to know what's in all of the metrics within the traffic lights, but what you're looking for is for them to align. So for a sell signal, you want to get 2 red traffic lights. So you can see here, when this sell signal comes, even though we're not looking to take that big huge one, we get 2 red traffic lights. That means that the higher time frames, volume, and a number of other things are all on our side to give us an indication of which direction we should be taking the trade in. And the last thing we're looking for is a signal. And why do we want a signal? Well, the one thing that we all know is it's not easy to pick when to enter a trade. So that's what Max Algo Alpha Zones does for you. It will help you by letting you pick which direction you should be trading in and when. So we've got a sell signal. Now, how do we enter? So entering a trade can be really simple. You can't just push a button and then go straight into the trade. Not with this. What we do is we enter with what's called a stop order. So what is a stop order? A stop order, I'm going to zoom right in. A stop order is when, rather than you just pressing the button to enter a trade, you put a stop order below. You go into your trade of 8 or Ninja Trader or however you're trading it, and you put a stop order on underneath the candle, and rather than it entering straight away, you're waiting for price to push through. So with a limit order, price has to touch it and then go. With a market order, you enter instantly, and with a stop order, you're waiting for price to go from one side of it through the other to give you that entry, hoping that volume pushes through and takes you in that direction. So that's how we enter. We enter with a stop order. And where do we add our stop loss and our take profit? So the good thing about alpha zones is we'll go through that in a bit more shortly when we get to a trade. But on the first one, I'll show you exactly how to do that. But we've got our alpha zones opening below, so we are bearish. So there's our first tick in. Okay, we're looking for shorts. Okay, so let's zoom right in here. So here we go. Here's our alpha zones bearish. This hour opens bearish again, and we've got our alpha zone here, and then our traffic lights are red. Okay, so when we talked about stop order, so we're going below the entry candle, the signal candle, and we're going above. Our stop goes above the swing high. So the swing high being the previous high of the last break. So the break candles come down, and a break candle is when it takes the low of a previous high candle. So you see it breaks it here, and then there's the low, breaks it above. So there's our swing high, and this will mark it on with the indicator for you for how to take a trade. So you'll be able to see your stop loss here, your entry point here, and then we're looking to get a minimum 1R out the trade. So you'll see here, this trade here, we put our stop order on, price taps through with volume, comes up and then goes straight down, and we can get our 1R trade. Now the amazing thing about this, and where people are getting such success, is that actually, let's get rid of this big one big candle, you can see our traffic lights stay red all the way along here. So these are telling us that we are bearish and that we've stayed bearish. So let's just move it along, and we stayed bearish all the way along to right down here. So realistically, this indication here is telling us that there's no really reason for me to change yet. There's no reason for me to be looking. If I want to take a 1R trade, keep this nice and easy and get in and out of a trade, I can. Or I can be looking to hold these trades. I can be looking to hold these trades and go, right, well, my traffic lights haven't changed. I want to be going for 2R. I want to be going for 3R. I want to be going for 4R. And this trade goes all the way to over 4R, nearly 5R for one trade, which is just absolutely amazing. And that's all from one signal. That's all from following the process, a bearish alpha zone, the red traffic lights, stop above, stop entry, and letting price come down. So yeah, you want to grab 1R as a winning trade, then you can, nice and quick and easy. You want to hold this and let trades run, then you can. So we've got a multiple R trade there that could have gone to 5R, to 4 or 5R. We've got another sell signal here. All our confluences are still aligned. But actually, look, here, our swing high is quite a bit closer. So our stop order's going above here. And again, that trade could have gone, there's 1R. It's playing games with me again, this. Let's just mark that on. So we'll go stop above, and this could have gone, this trade could have gone to 7R, nearly 8R. Do you know what I mean? So look, this is all while just watching the traffic lights stay in line. Even if you'd have held it and waited until the traffic light changed and went red, you'd be going to here, which is 5.8R. So in 2 trades, you could have done over 10R in 2 trades. That's a huge, huge amount of reward for what is little risk. So if you're just risking a couple of $100 on a trade, and all of a sudden you're making $1,000 on one trade. So yeah, so these first 2 winning trades, no problem. So our alpha zone again opens below. You can see this. The new hour opens with price pushes up a little bit above, and then comes down, and we get another sell signal. We go our stop order below, same as before, swing high, and there's our 1R, no problem, and could have gone to nearly 2R, 1.8. So another winning trade there, and price is continuing down on this trend, and we want to be catching as many of this trend as we can while price is still traveling in a direction. As you can see, these sell signals are appearing every time nice and comfortably below our alpha zone, and that's what we want to see. So below our alpha zone, and again, stop above, go signal here, stop above. It's 1R, 2R, yeah, 1.8R again. So again, 4 in a row where we could have had nearly minimum 2R on there, 1.8R, 1.9R on them, and 10R on here if we'd have let it run. And we've got a final one here, again, nice short coming out of the alpha zone, signal below, not even broke the top of the alpha zone for that rest of that 45-minute period, and we are running that down to 1R trade again. So that is over Asia there. That is a solid 5 straight wins in a row, which is just absolutely brilliant. So when we come to the bottom here, let's have a little look about what's different. Let's just move that. So what's different about this one? So in this trade here, you'll notice all the way down here on all these trades, we've had our sell signal is below. The candles are below when it comes in, candles, and the signal's below when it comes out. Candles below when it comes in, and it's below when it comes out. Below when it starts, and below when it's out. Below when it starts, and below when it's out. And again with this final one. Now here, what we're getting here is we've had this huge move down, 5 winning trades, all the way down. And then what we're finding is that price here is starting to fail. And you can see that, look. Even though our traffic lights are still red, our alpha zone opens and then we come above it. We fail to get below. Come above it again, and then we're tapping above here. Price is staying above, and with no conviction does it get through that 1 hour alpha zone. That would be a huge alarm bell for me after watching 5 winning trades all the way down to say, well, look, price hasn't really. We haven't started it below here. We haven't ended below here. It's just this price action is just ever so slightly tapped through our 1 hour alpha zone, and I'm not convinced on that at all. Not after we've seen the way that the trade should look all the way down. So I'd be staying out of that. Even though the alpha zone's below, and even though the traffic lights are red, 5 winning trades in a row there would say to me that this is not one that we want to be taking a risk on now. And obviously, because our alpha zone opened below, we're not looking for buys. Our traffic lights are still red, and we're going to wait to see our alpha zone start to go in the other direction or continue on down, and you'll start to see that they do start opening bullish. So this one opens bullish, and I'm going to say I can see straight away that this is a loss. Now, it is a loss, and we'll mark it in the interest of fairness as a loss. However, what you want to see is straight away we've failed to get above here. We've failed to get above here, and then this signal is still fighting with that same area. So I would be a little bit cautious. Would I have still taken it? Probably. If I'd been taking that trade, yes. But I would have a little bit air of caution on the fact that this previous hour alpha zone, which is an area of support and resistance, it hasn't been able to get above yet. And I'd be looking for my next trade, once I've had a loss there, to really be pushing above this area and at least getting above this and this area here before I take another trade in that direction. So our traffic lights have turned green. We've had 5 wins on the way down and just the 1 loss. And from there, let's get this zoomed in so we can see our alpha zones are going sideways. Now, another thing to see is we haven't got clear light of day between the alpha zones. They are opening bullish, but they're not ideal. They're a bit sideways. So what we'd kind of want to be looking for here is to see the signal or price at least in the new hour take the high of the previous hour to give us an indication that price is going to continue on in that direction. If it takes the high of the previous hour, then you've got a roughly around a 70% chance statistically that it's going to carry on a bullish momentum for that hour. So we come across, we don't get any signals in this hour, and we see we do get with traffic lights are green, so we're still bullish. We get a signal on our bullish alpha zone. It is sideways, but it is just bullish because of the opens there, and you'll see that signal does take these highs that we're looking for here and being bullish. And let's just get this marked up. We're going to go our stop order, as we mentioned, our stop loss below the low, nice and easy. And yet again, another beautiful trade. Now this could have ran up to 3R. So there's another 3R on the trade if you want to run. Even if you'd have ran it to wait for the traffic lights to change, you would wait until traffic light changes about here, and you're still looking at 2R if you're waiting for it to change. But if you just want to grab 1R trade, then you can grab your 1R trade, and we're now on 6 wins and 1 loss. So we're still above. We've taken the highs again, taken this high. Again, another comfortable win. This is going to be a bit of a bigger stop loss. So stop below the low. And that one would have gone on to do still 1.5R. And if we actually would have dragged it on, this trade could have way gone. Ooh, there we go. 1 minute. This trade, if you'd have held it and held it and held it, this could have gone 3-4R. So there's plenty in there. So that's 7 wins. And it's just, this is relentless. Over and over and over again. Another buy signal. Our traffic lights are still aligned. Let's just have a little markup. So we've got one here. Stop below. Another 1R. And again, could have gone on to do more. Would have held them. Again, could have gone on to do 3R. So all 3 of these, every one of them, win, win, win. And then we go a little bit sideways here and our alpha zones change as we go into our London session. But just a perfect example. Perfect example is zoom out so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 wins with only one of those trades being anywhere near 1R. Almost every single trade was 1.518R, and we had, what, 4 or 5 of them there that were doing 4R, 5R, 6R, 7R. Absolutely amazing. So look, if you're a prop firm trader, if you are trying to get to profitability, if you're trying to be passing your challenges and having your trading being another income for you, then alpha zones can help. As you can see, we have plenty of sessions where we are getting multiple R trades, where we can take trade after trade after trade, holding trades long enough, staying in trades, getting BE early, and making sure that we can maximize our wins. If you want to be trading with us, if you want to be joining me in the Discord, walking through how we do this, with loads of videos on how we trade these, loads of education, then you can come over to our WAP. There is a link in the comments. We have currently got a 40% discount on our indicators, which is a huge discount. It's only $147. It's $147 for life. That's it. One cost, one price, nothing more. You pay that, and then you have access to these metrics forever. So you get that. Come and have a look. You can see really great indicators and strategy, blending the golden candles and the big money zones. I've tried hundreds of different strategies and indicators, and this is the one that I'm now using consistently for profits. So if you want to get profits, you want to start making money through trading, then Alpha Zones Max Algo Premium is the way that you can do that. Now, I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you spending the time to watch the video. If you want to do this, click the link in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.